Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're about to uncover some seriously mind-blowing Washington quarters, coins you might have sitting in your pocket right now, and they could be worth a small fortune. We're talking about rare quarters that have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. So, if you've got a change jar or love coin hunting, stick around, you won't want to miss this. Let's dive in. Let's kick things off with the 1994 D Washington quarter. Now, you might be thinking, 1994. That's not exactly an ancient coin, right? But here's where things get interesting. While this coin was minted in relatively large numbers, over 1.6 billion of them, certain examples have sold for crazy amounts. The 1994 D quarter has been known to fetch as much as $4,500. And that's no joke. Now, you're probably asking, what makes this quarter worth so much? Well, it all comes down to a rare minting error that's caught the eye of collectors, the double die reverse. So, let's break it down. A double die error happens when a coin is struck more than once during the minting process, causing a noticeable doubling effect on the design. You might notice it most clearly on the lettering or certain parts of the coin's details. It's not something that happens often, and when it does, it's a huge deal in the coin collecting world. It's a mistake that makes a coin much rarer and therefore, much more valuable. And that's exactly why the 1994 D quarter has gained so much attention. When the error was first discovered, it set the coin world buzzing. Collectors started scouring their pockets and spare change, hoping to find one of these ultra-rare pieces. What's even crazier is that, despite over 1.6 billion of these quarters being minted, only a handful of them feature the double die reverse error in good condition. That makes these specific coins incredibly hard to come by, and the ones that do pop up on the market can command a pretty hefty price. If you happen to find one of these error coins in good condition, you could be holding on to a serious chunk of change. In fact, some 1994 D quarters with this error have been auctioned for as much as $4,500. That's a massive jump from the coin's face value of just 25 cents. Of course, the condition of the coin plays a big part in how much it's worth. Coins that are in mint condition, with sharp details and no noticeable wear, are the ones that fetch the highest prices. The thing about these rare error coins is that they're a collector's dream. Imagine stumbling upon a 1994 D Washington quarter in your change that's got the double die reverse error. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but when you do, you could be looking at an opportunity for a serious payday. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's curious about coin values, these rare quarters prove that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. So, next time you're sifting through your loose change, keep an eye out for any 1994 D quarters with a bit of extra pop in their design. You just might be holding on to a coin worth way more than a quarter. Next up, we've got a coin from the 1980s that'll blow your mind, the 1984 P Washington quarter. Now, when you think of the 1980s, you probably think of neon colors, big hair, and rock and roll. But this particular quarter from the Philadelphia Mint was far from ordinary. Most 1984 P quarters are worth their face value of just 25 cents, which is what you'd expect from any regular coin. But the real treasure comes in when we're talking about high-grade versions of this coin. While most of these quarters are not worth more than their face value, one exceptional 1984 P Washington quarter was sold at auction for a staggering $50,863. Yes, you heard that right. Over $50,000 for a coin that originally came out of circulation as a quarter. Now, why on earth would anyone pay that kind of money for a quarter from the 1980s? Well, it all comes down to the coin's condition. This particular 1984 P quarter was graded MS65, that's a mint state grade that signifies it was in near perfect condition. Coins graded at this level have sharp, clear details with virtually no signs of wear or handling. For many collectors, finding a coin in this type of condition is extremely rare. So, when a 1984 P quarter in MS65 condition was discovered, it caused a huge stir. You can imagine the excitement when that collector found such a beautiful example of the 1984 quarter. The high-quality minting, the smooth, sharp details, and the pristine finish are all things that make it a standout in the world of coins. Most 1984 P quarters, as you might guess, are not nearly as perfect. They have some wear, dings, and imperfections that naturally happen as they circulate over time. But a coin that's nearly flawless? That's what collectors dream of. What really made this coin stand out, though, wasn't just the grade. It was the extra sharp details and pristine quality. The sharpness of the strike and a clean surface made this coin a standout in its class. For coin enthusiasts, finding a high-grade version of a coin like this is the holy grail of collecting. Coins like this don't come around often, and when they do, they are highly coveted. You might be wondering if there are more of these high-grade 1984 P quarters out there. While there's certainly a chance that some other examples exist, they are incredibly rare. Most of the 1984 P quarters you'll find in circulation will not come close to the mint condition of the one that sold for $50,863. But for any serious collector, this is the type of discovery that could change everything. The fact that such a coin sold for such an enormous price shows just how much collectors are willing to pay for quality. In the world of coins, the rarer and more pristine the coin, the higher the price. So, even a relatively modern coin like the 1984 P Washington quarter, when found in exceptional condition, can be worth much more than you'd ever expect. Now, let's rewind even further to the 1970s. The 1974 D Washington quarter is another coin that can fetch incredible amounts. The most jaw-dropping sale we've seen for this coin. A $40,000 auction price. And no, I'm not exaggerating. This rare coin was purchased for an unbelievable sum due to its extreme rarity and specific condition. So, why is the 1974 D Washington quarter worth so much? Well, it all comes down to its rarity and condition. The 1974 D quarter is a rare find, partly because of the low mintage in that year. The U.S. Mint produced fewer of these coins than usual, which makes them more valuable to collectors. But that's just the beginning. When a coin is minted in limited numbers, or when it features a certain error, its value can skyrocket. In the case of the 1974 D, many of the coins that were minted had defects like scratches or poor strikes. If a coin isn't struck properly during the minting process, it can end up with issues like weak or blurry details, which make it less desirable to collectors. These kinds of defects are pretty common, especially in coins that were circulated widely. But here's the thing, this is exactly what makes the high-quality 1974 D quarters so valuable. You see, when you find one of these coins that's been preserved in mint condition, it's like finding a hidden treasure. The coins with sharp details, a clean surface, and no noticeable wear are highly prized by collectors. Those examples are rare because, well, most of them were either worn down through circulation or came off the press with some sort of flaw. And that's what makes the well-preserved 1974 D Washington quarter so special. Imagine paying just 25 cents for a coin and then discovering that, in the right condition, it's worth $40,000. That's the kind of excitement that coin collectors live for. So, what makes this specific 1974 D quarter so valuable? It all comes down to the fact that it has a rare combination of low mintage and high demand among collectors. There just aren't many out there in great condition, and when one pops up for sale, collectors are ready to bid big. Coins like this one are a collector's dream. With so many defects found on the 1974 D quarters, finding one that's flawless is a huge deal. It's a combination of rarity, condition, and demand that makes this coin so highly sought after. The price tag for this 1974 D quarter may seem outrageous to some, but in the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin is often determined by a few key factors: rarity, condition, and demand. And with the 1974 D, you've got all three working in its favor. If you ever come across one of these quarters in your collection, you might just have a hidden gem worth thousands. So there you have it, folks. The 1994 D, 1984 P, and 1974 D Washington quarters are just some of the coins that are making serious waves in the coin collecting world. Who would have thought that a small piece of pocket change could turn into a multi-thousand-dollar investment? So, the next time you're rifling through your spare change, keep an eye out, you might just be holding onto a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more cool coin collecting tips and stories. And, as always, let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.